Welcome back. Welcome back. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Please hit the like button so I can. It really helps the channel stay in the algorithm of YouTube. And a shout out to my new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. But anyway, we back with another one. The war in Memphis ain't over. The last of the Young Dolph saga has ended with Hernandez Golvin being acquitted, but he better stay out of Memphis because they coming for him. With all the casualties and death going back and forth, paper route Empire PRE is winning over CMG with the amount of bodies that has happened. And it's a sad situation because it's enough money out here for both of them to have prospered. And all of this started over a girl. That's the sad thing. All of this started over a girl. I'm just saying, it's real sad. Hold on a moment. I got to hold on a moment before we get off into this. Hold on. I had to get this. All right. Oh, you got my 50 cents. Oh, okay. All right. All right, let's get into it. Alleged mastermind behind Young Dolph unalive is second to stand trial in Memphis shooting. The trial of the man charged with organizing the daytime ambush of Young Dolph at Memphis Bakery in November 2021. Damn, it's been 4 years. I miss you, Dolph. I do. I miss you. Yeah. Hernandez Golvin, 45, faces charges of first degree murder, conspiracy to commit first degree murder, and attempted murder. And to come to find out that the police had to be on it and was paid by Yo Gotti because they never investigated the people who were actually supposed to be investigated for his unaliving. He is not accused of shooting Young Dolph, but prosecutors claim he directed the two people who did. He rejected the state's offer to settle with a guilty plea last month. Young Dolph, whose real name is Adolph Thornton, was a rapper, independent label owner, and producer, grew up in Memphis and was admired in the city for his charitable works. The 36-year-old was in his hometown to hand out Thanksgiving turkeys to family when his visit to his favorite cookie shop turned into an attack. And this is Hernandez Golden, who was acquitted. And when you look at it, he was not the mastermind. He ain't smart enough. I'm just sorry. That's my opinion. City officials and community activists pointed to the killing as a symbol of the dangers of gun violence in Memphis, and that's why the National Guard down there right now. Straighten y'all niggas out. Memphis prosecutors have portrayed the killing as part of the effort by Anthony Big Jig Mims to get revenge on Young Dolph for diss tracks aimed at Big Jig and the record label he helped run for his brother Yo Gotti. Big Jig was shot and killed outside a restaurant. Testifying against Govan was Cornelius Smith Jr., who has admitted to being one of the two shooters who ambushed Young Dolph. Smith previously was the main witness against Justin Johnson, who was convicted of first-degree murder in 2024 after Smith named him as the second shooter. He got life, you know that. Smith had previously testified that Big Juke put a $100,000 hit on Young Dolph as well as smaller bounties on all artists under the Young Dolph's label Paper Route Empire. Smith is charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder but has pleaded not guilty and does not yet have a trial date. So now we have a continuation. I'm going to stay on it because I love Dolph. Johnson was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Oh, he had life with the possibility of parole. He was later sentenced for two other convictions from child conspiracy to commit murder and being a felon in possession of a gun. Smith testified, I didn't know anything about Paper Raw having no hits before Garvin told him about them. He said Garvin hired him to do the hits and was going to take $10,000 as a cut. Garvin was also the person who told him and Johnson that Young Dolph would be in Memphis for the volunteer event. That's our opportunity. Meanwhile, Goldman's defense attorney, Manny Aurora, tried to paint Smith as an unreliable witness who would say anything to get a lighter sentence. A court pointed to previous testimony where Smith recalled a chance encounter with Big Jig. At that time, Smith implied that Big Jig was the person who hired him. After Smith was arrested, his attorney called Big Jig's attorney and received somewhere between $38,000 to $50,000 in cash. Smith said Monday he did not know who had supplied the money. Smith also testified that he previously heard that Goldman might be working with the FBI. Aurora asked why Smith would take a job from Goldman if that were the case. Smith said Goldman was innocent until proven guilty. Young Dolph began his career by releasing numerous mixtapes. His studio albums include 2016 debut King of Memphis. He also collaborated on mixtapes with Key Glock, Megan Thee Stallion, T.I., Gucci Mane, 2 Chainz, and others. Young Dolph had 3 albums reach the top 10 on the Billboard 200, with 2020's Rich Slave peaking at number 4. He was among musical stars that the Grammy Awards paid tribute to. In a 2024 interview, Clarissa Brown, Young Dolph's sister, called Brothers Killing a very senseless murder and added that his family wants everyone involved to get the justice they deserve. The attack that killed the rapper wasn't the first time he was targeted. In 2017, he was approached by 3 men and shot over beef, according to Los Angeles police. And that's when he came out with 100 shots. That was my jam. That was my jam. Then we know the man accused of arranging the murder of him was found not guilty. And that trial did not take long. Oh, let me find. What was that? Oh no. Oh, dog. Okay, here we go. So we just going on recap that part now.
All right, 5:32 now. Murder this case by bars this morning. Leader at his initial arrest.
Yeah, Shunnet. He was arrested in 2022 in Indiana with convicted shooter killer Justin Johnson. As Johnson fled Memphis after young Doplh was now missing. Jeremy joining us live with details.
Yeah, let me tell you, this arrest of Shondell Barnett coming as a big surprise because even months after him being arrested by U.S. Marshals in Terre Haute, Indiana, we asked the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, the Memphis Police Department, even the Shelby County DA's office, if and why they happen to be a warrant still out for Shondell Barnett's arrest. Well, after his arrest in Indiana, Justin Straight Drop Johnson, his cousin, he got extradited back to Shelby County where he faced his charges. As a matter of fact, in September, he got convicted by a jury. We asked those agencies what's next with Shondell Barnett. Even though he still had a warrant out for his arrest, they said they weren't going to execute it. Well, this morning, we got our hands on the new information, and basically, according to court documents, it reads that Barnett rented a gray Dodge Ram a month after the murder of young Doplh from a rental car place here in Memphis, matter of fact, on Poplar Avenue. According to police, witnesses saw Justin Straight Drop Johnson leave in that Dodge Ram the night police went to attempt to arrest him here in Memphis. Barnett now facing accessory after the fact, first-degree murder, attempted murder, and theft. Again, Barnett, according to police, rented a Dodge Ram for Justin Straight Drop Johnson. Now, since this arrest came overnight, Shondell Barnett won't be in court until tomorrow. But you better believe this is something we're going to continue to keep our eyes on.
Yeah, we'll be checking back. And you know, it was funny, at one point when he was first, they had the warrant out a couple of years ago, we were like, why didn't they ever make that arrest? So
Right,
here we are.
right. Because the Memphis police was paid by Gotti. I do believe that. I believe that. This is true results.
How old are you? 60. Right. Do you know Adolph Gordon Jr.?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
From the neighborhood, family,
What neighborhood?
Castalia.
And tell the jury where Castalia is.
It's South Memphis. It's north of Don.
Is that where I'm going to call it? If Adolph Gordon Jr., what did you call him?
Young dog.
Young dog or dog?
Dog.
Hey, what happened to it?
We're going. I know this bitch heard me up there yelling for this bottle. She not here playing. You got the milk or what? So I ain't got no time for these games. Them niggas hungry. You up here playing. Up there yelling for this bottle. Breaking news about do present in and. Good. I got you. Give me 300. I'm gonna tell you on like a sprint phone, baby. This is so good.
We got you. True.
TQ tell me you want time. You say you.
I think am I gonna keep this for the yellow breed? No, I'm not. I'm not keeping that. Now this Big Juke's phone call to his brother. This is true result.
Everything. So I just those artists have the resources and tools.
First rapping them.
Could my role model, but I do tell the truth. I be stuck in the bottle trying to get her take something. Yeah.
So you tried to out nigga? Black. I'll show you who's the rich. Let's go, Mo. First rapper to put dogs on the run. Don't ever try to out me, nigga. You?
Zebo and Howell will be leading the funding round with a significant investment in Connect Music Group. There's no secret that Memphis has a lot of talent and independent artists. Connect Music Group says its goal is to make sure those artists have the resources and tools they need to reach stardom.
City has so much talent, you know, like I said, just rapping, singing, just the mind and the creativity of, you know, these young kids out here with everything. So I just tell them, man, believe in your dream.
When you have capital that comes in from a diverse group of people, is that you have different voices at the table that understand the economic impact your business can make, and the numbers don't lie.
Munger says the goal is to continue to grow and support local artists. In the studio, Tavares.
This is Doplh before his demise. His demise. This is before his demise.
What's going on, y'all? This True Results. Salute to everybody. Top of the morning. It is exactly 5:50 a.m. on a Saturday morning. For all the people that don't know, we got April. Next month, Cornelius. I'm curious to see how will he appear in court? Will he be under heavy security? That is April. I'll let y'all know as the dates get closer. And then one more time, we got Hernandez Govan still scheduled for trial in July. And while we're on Hernandez Govan, he's still traveling in and out of town, doing what he want to do. Okay, they just sealed all his records and all of that good stuff. So it's like they and he doing it with an ankle monitor on.
Facts.
I guess he's actively working for the Alphabet Boys, because that's the only thing that would explain his ability to dodge everything, don't violate no bond conditions, travel as I just stated, and all that good stuff. So he must be working. Now, when I say working, look around the board and what's going on. They setting up shop once again, and people are getting raided still to this day. People are getting taken out, and a lot of this is coming from the white. Big head, visits to the White House, and a lot of it coming out of Texas, which is where he's frequently visiting. Houston, Texas. Like I said, in the exact location, some condominiums, and he know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna keep our eyes and ears open until something happens.
it's a lot of dangerous things going on.
I
Like I
told you
said,
it's a
they
war.
after Cornelius, and I'm trying my damnedest to see what Cornelius has. I'm on the case like they say, like white on rice. So I'll let y'all know what's going on with that. Like I said, for the people that missed it, they have his family in witness protections, and that's a witness protection, and that's a major move. Lets you know that it's something that he's holding the ace card. And Straight Drop is trying to wiggle himself out. Now just remember, there is a certain chance that some kind of way God is going to use his power. It's his power structure that he's under the umbrella of to keep on Straight Drop silent. And we gonna keep our eyes for that. So he got a little wiggle room, and we just gonna have to wait and see how this play out. So these are the last three. You can see they can connect CMG and Big Head to this whole thing because he seen the dead thing. He seen that we are crazy.
Facts.
Let's tell him something, dog. Like he knew.
All of them come from CMG.
When somebody made a call to Robbins daycare center and told them to shut down on that day, somebody lying, and all of them lying. So we'll keep our eyes and ears open on that because I'm expecting one of these three guys, go real soon because we ain't gonna be satisfied until all ties are deleted.
Facts.
Anything to CMG because God is their money maker right now, and they're gonna protect their money maker until they finish with them like they do everybody else. So one by one, we're gonna have to wait and see, and that's what I want to say about them three right now. All right, so back to oh boy, dude right here that's looking at on the screen. Now I don't know who involved or anybody that this dude has any kind of dirt on, but you best believe you done seen him call the Fed, the police, civilians, daily online. So if you think he ain't gonna rat your ass out, then you sadly mistaken because the paperwork already shows that, and the paperwork already shows that you already got federal points. However their point system work. Anybody that know, y'all already know. Ain't no escaping here with the feds, and you can shot somebody at 2.
Facts.
Man, it's only one way. Now, feds will take make a proffer agreement with you if you can give up some information. So maybe he might. What if he knew something about what happened to his family, and he been holding that as an ace card? I'm just saying. Oh boy, gotta tell on somebody, or he gotta lay it on down. Now, I sent out a little tweet to find out. Sent out a little tweet to one of the victims, the guy that got shot, and he did respond. So until we hook that up, so I know what it's all about. Then I ain't gonna say his name. Still trying to find out which one of the two girls that he came with that got shot. And I think I got it isolated. So we're just gonna wait on that. And this is just a little update on y'all for y'all early in the morning. What I want to say is Black Youngster feeling like he got a position. They use him as a distraction, knowing that
I agree. I agree. I agree.
He ain't had nothing really to do with what happened to Young Dolph, but they tried to play us with his sitting next to the headstone and all that. That was just a distraction tactic. So we on his ass too. So with that being said, y'all, I'ma holler at y'all later on. Let me get my day started. Y'all have an amazing day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Fight. That's how all of this started.
Always support. Hit the cash app up. $ True Results #2. Look for the red hat. And we're going to stay active until this thing is over. And
Facts.
we all
We
going to have to
stand
make
on
peace
it.
with this before this year ends.
We
And
stand
so we
on
can
it.
all
Justice
move
for
on to
Young
the next
Dolph.
one. And with that being said, stay blessed, stay true, stay safe. Shout out to Shelly and the rest of y'all.
Justice for Young Dolph.
God is great. True.
Live midday. In just the last 2 hours, police have identified a suspect in a shooting that happened at the Cascade Family Skate Rink on MLK Drive. 11 Alive's Karis Belger has been following this for us this morning. She has this update.
Yes, they are in custody. Police confirming that 45-year-old Andrew Trotter has been taken into custody in connection with the shooting at Cascade Family Skate Rink. And Atlanta police say they were called to Cascade late yesterday, about 11:20 p.m., in response to a fight. That's how all of this started. Now, police say they helped break up the fight when they arrived, but about 20 minutes later, officers say a man who appeared to know a few of the people who were involved in the original fight approached a group of people and multiple shots were fired. Now, Atlanta police say they managed to take Trotter into custody. A 20-year-old woman was shot multiple times, but police did confirm that she was alert and conscious and breathing when she was put in an ambulance and taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Now, Trotter is charged with aggravated assault, possession of a firearm while committing a felony, and also possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. At APD headquarters, I'm Karen.
Cascade skating rink was in ATL. We can't never go nowhere and have no phone, can we? This whack 100, what he got to say? Oh, he's saying Yo Gotti gonna receive a RICO. He should know he worked for the people. This is Hookah Anonymous.
Not only that, but I personally feel, and I tell y'all all the time, it seems like Whack 100 may be working with them people, right? So, like I said, whatever he says, pay attention, because it seems like he hasn't been wrong yet.
He worked with them
History
people.
has told us that if Whack says somebody is going to get arrested, please believe that it might be some type of validity to it. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to get into this video right here.
This
where Whack
Hookah Anonymous.
was on Clubhouse. And he pretty much says that Yo Gotti is next on the Feds list. He predicts it because he explains how the guy that was on the stand, one of the suspects, pretty much mentioned Yo Gotti and receiving payment from CMG itself. Now, a lot of people feel, well, Big Jook, who is Yo Gotti's big brother, was shot and unalive, and they saying that the correlation between Young Dolph and, CMG ended with him. But no. Let me tell y'all one thing. Even if so, right? Just because Big Jook passed away doesn't mean that investigation stopped.
Facts.
If y'all remember, I think it was Cornelius. He brought up CMG and the whole Yo Gotti name in the courtroom when he, testified, and he pretty much snitched on everybody. So, like I told y'all before, it don't stop. If y'all remember, we did a book back 100 said that a RICO indictment was coming for Yo Gotti. So y'all gotta pay attention. This ain't new. This ain't something he just been saying. No, he been saying this. However, I think we kind of already know what's coming. But let's get into it, man. But before we do, make sure I hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. If you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. And for y'all attorneys, at the time, Big Jook was already gone. Now you gotta remember, CMG has Big Jook and Yo Gotti as the bosses. So, yeah, Big Jook is gone, right? But that means the blame gets placed on CMG as a collective.
Facts.
So it's
Facts.
not just, oh, it died out with Big Jook. No, he said he received money for his attorneys by CMG. It was from CMG, not Big Jook. He said CMG, so it could be whoever's the boss. And right now, Big Jook ain't here, so it's looking like Yo Gotti may have to take that ride.
Let's do the math. CMG and PRE shooting off at the back in the Carolinas. Motherfuckers doing songs, shot the Sprinter 100 times, bulletproof. Get dead. PRE up. They're gonna take it and paint the perfect movie. These two things are game, and your game paid this dude attorney $50,000 because you hired him to do a hit for $100.
Now also, pay attention to this, right? This is why I always tell y'all, these gangster rappers or these gangsters, they act like they so smart. However, this is how that's gonna play out.
I'm about to change my title.
Songs from Yo Gotti dissing Doplh, right? And they may pull up songs from dissing Gotti. That's gonna be, right? So they may say, well, his beef wasn't with Big Jook anyway. It seemed like his beef was with you, and not to mention, it seemed like you had a beef with him as well. Because we have you on not one, but a couple records throwing subliminals at Doplh. See how that works? This is why you gotta keep street business off the net. Because even if they don't get you right now, right? You may do something 5-10 years later. But it's a trail. They can use that.
Facts.
You may have made a
And
song
they
in
will
2011,
use it.
but you were still missing Doplh. Doplh still passed away. They still have this witness testifying, or the snitch testifying that you or somebody from CMG is paying for their attorney. So it's not what it sounds like. What is convinced jury? What you right on, it's true. As long as you convince the jury, yo, they did this because they funded this, they wanted him out of here, that's all you need. If you know anything about them courtrooms, you don't even have to be telling the 100% truth. As long as you can convince the jury, it's all.
Coming. Damn. I heard that. I hear that shit.
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, testified.
Oh, my God. I said, oh, damn.
Well, there you go. Now, I always tell y'all, take what Wax says with a grain of salt, right? But to be honest with you, he's saying the same thing we've been saying, and not just us, it's other people that heard it do.
Saying the same and Jane.
Right?
Yeah, they for Yo Gotti with that Rico. Yes, they are. Now this is where her dad has rejected free deal. This is A Humble Soul.
A humble soul, man. We back in. Hit that like and that subscribe if you're not already connected with us and you appreciate the content and all of that. Want us to put an update up about Hernandez Govan, a person who's been charged in this young Doplh murder case. He's accused of being the mastermind behind this whole unfortunate situation. The person who orchestrated the hit, who allegedly recruited the shooters, Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson. He's also alleged to be the connection to Big Jook, Yo Gotti's older brother, who reportedly put a $100,000 bounty on Dolph's head, man, due to issues with him and Yo Gotti and just CMG as a whole. Back in November of 2021, Doplh was in Memphis. He was in Memphis actually to help out families during the Thanksgiving holiday. He was in town. He had some turkey giveaways scheduled, and he was on his way to a particular turkey giveaway in Westwood. It's a neighborhood in Memphis. He ended up stopping at Makita's Cookies to grab some cookies, man.
Right.
Before he headed over to the event to help families in need during the holiday. And, unfortunately, while he was in there ordering his cookies, man, a white Mercedes-Benz pulled up. Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, they both hopped out and let off multiple shots into the cookie shop, striking Doplh, nearly 24 times. Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson, they were both arrested, and charged with Dolph's murder, with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, etc. You know, Justin Johnson, he ended up taking his case to trial and was convicted back in September of 2024, and he received, you know, a life sentence for the murder charge alone and an additional 35 years.
Man sentenced to life in prison for killing young Doplh gets 35 more years tacked onto his sentence, meaning Justin Johnson could be in his 70s before he's even considered for parole.
She sentenced Johnson to 35 years for conspiracy and 15 for being a felon with a handgun, to be run concurrent to each other. They will be served consecutive with the life sentence he already had.
And it was revealed during this trial, you know, that this was all orchestrated by Hernandez Govan under the influence of Big Jook.
All right, so whose car is that?
It's young Doplh.
All right, and you say we, who saw this car?
Me and Jessica.
Well, let's back on that and tell me, how do you know Justin?
Do go, man.
All right, and who is Govan?
Hernandez go, man, quick. We know about quick. We knew that, you know, they had a hit on Doplh on head or whatever, so
Who had a hit on whose head?
Big Jook had a hit on Doplh head or whatnot, so
How do you know that Big Jook had a hit on Dolph's head?
Quick had told me about it. Quick, and I was in being just
How much money was it supposed to be?
100 down on Doplh head.
And
Cornelius Smith, one of the shooters in Dolph's murder, testified that Hernandez Govan was somebody he used to buy ecstasy from, and one day when he connected with him, you know, he chopped it up about killing Dolph. You know, he said that Hernandez Govan introduced him to Big Jook one day. They discussed, you know, the hit on Dolph's head. It was supposed to be $100K.
how much money was it supposed to be?
100 down on Doplh head.
And had you agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
Had Justin agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
We all gonna do it together?
Yeah, they been on his way. Yeah.
Was there any arrangements as far as splitting money or anything?
Yeah, me and him been giving Quinn 10,000 apiece.
All right, so you and him are gonna give Govan 10,000 apiece?
Yeah.
And how much are you gonna get?
I was getting 40, he was getting 40.
Okay.
It was also revealed during Straight Drop's trial that Hernandez Govan had entered a proffer, you know, agreeing to tell what he knew about the Dolph case, man, and all of that, but he didn't actually end up testifying.
As you heard about Hernandez Govan, he was cooperating in this investigation. He met with law enforcement on at least 2 occasions pursuant to a proffer agreement, which meant he was allowed to go in, give information, and not have his words used against him later.
You know, since then, news came out that he had the opportunity to take a plea deal or, you know, get ready to take his case to trial. You know, Govan, he decided to reject the plea deal, so he's scheduled to go to trial in July of 2025.
Which it was in August.
He's facing life in prison on the murder charge, the first-degree murder charge.
That's a damn shame. Rest in peace, young Dolph. Man, he was the real one.
Immediately swirled around his long-standing beef with fellow Memphis rapper Yo Gotti. Their tension wasn't just lyrical, it was personal and deep-rooted. Over the years, diss tracks, public shots, and street chatter suggested that things had gone way beyond rap. Many in the streets speculated that Yo Gotti's camp, specifically his older brother Big Jook, may have had something to do with Dolph's murder. Though no official charges were brought against them, the streets spoke loud, with whispers of jealousy, territory, and retaliation echoing through Memphis. Fast forward to January 2024, Big Jook was shot and killed outside of a wedding reception in Memphis. The timing and circumstances of his death had many calling it street justice. Whether connected or not, the streets saw it as karmic, the continuation of a deadly cycle. With Doplh gone and Jook, rumors immediately swirled around his long-standing beef.
This is true results. I like him.
By an agency that supervises him. He has restrictions on, where he can go, when he can be there. It's something that we, constantly monitor.
We trust the folks in Memphis. We'll have a good jury selection, and we'll make sure we get the best, most independent, impartial jurors that we can.
All right, now you might remember Gilvin did not testify in the trial against Justin Johnson, who of course was found guilty in young Dolph's murder. Now Johnson was ultimately sentenced to life in prison plus an additional 35 years. Live in studio, I'm Scott Mattis. Richard.
I love mommy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is true. I had to take a couple of days to address a couple of situations, but those situations are cleared up. So I'm back, so let's get right into it. But before we do that, I'd like to send a special thank yous.
Okay, let me go
to these
past
people
it.
right here. TW, thank you. Can we expect opinion from Straight Drop? And this is just assuming if Goban goes to trial. There's always a slim possibility that at the last minute he might rethink it. But in this kind of situation, when they start spending money, you going all the way to the door. Yeah, when they start spending, the state start spending money, they don't like that. That's why they always, if you lose, you're going to get the max. Because you made us spend some money. All right, so that's one thing. Now this is the big question. Who's going to be the fall guy to go back? I mean, Jook and T's are gone. They had to do that because T's is Trula Mafia, Trula, and Jook, the underboss of CMG. So I don't know. I'm not sure how or why, but Gotti name didn't come up in the state trial. But it wouldn't even make no sense for it to come up in the state trial because if the feds doing what they supposed to be doing, well, they doing, y'all know how they work. They doing what they supposed to be doing. Because it's a lot of gang, as you're looking at on the board. I mean, got it at the White House, so, they got to add all them factors up and see how much money he got. Because if they going to get him and he not doing his job, he not officially one of those workers, and y'all know how they do. They probably working him everywhere he go. It seems like there's a lot of people are coming up missing in the feds and all of that. So I'm not sure what Goban's play is gonna be, but I know he got something up his sleeve, and then he might run because if you go on a trial while you free, shit, by the third day, if it ain't looking right, man, see you tomorrow.
Well, he didn't run. He was acquitted.
He gonna be down there.
He didn't run. He was acquitted. All right, let me get down to here. It's sad, all this murder and mayhem in our community of jealousy. It's enough money out here for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna not play that. We already know he rejected the plea deal. This one we know he started working with them people. This is OG Jacaro. Damn, come on. It's just spinning.
Govan's trial. Govan faces charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and attempted first-degree murder. The judge also blocked media access to the courtroom yesterday. Prosecutors say Govan orchestrated young Dolph's murder outside Makita's Cookies on Airways Boulevard in November of 2021.
You shot straight, but you shot late. High level. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
Attorneys for Govan say that they expect that hearing to continue into tomorrow. His trial is currently scheduled to begin August 18th.
The young Dolph case, the trial for all the alleged suspects is far from over. And as I previously reported on the young Dolph trial, Hernandez Govan's trial is up next. He's the alleged mastermind. And as I broke down in that video,
I reversed dementia after 60 in less than 20 days, just by doing this simple brain
on why Hernandez Govan is being called the mastermind by the state, right? Because he hired the alleged shooters. Justin Johnson, aka Street Driving, Cornelius Smith to do the dirty work, that's right, to do the hit, allegedly, on Doplh. And he's saying that he's not the mastermind, you guys. And since, you know, this whole thing had been going on, if you had been keeping up with it, right, they gave Govan a bond. He's been out on bond, you know, out and about, living life, you know, going on about his business, but there was restrictions, couldn't travel outside of the state and things like that. And even though he did, and all that was brought up in court, right, Govan has been enjoying a little bit of freedom now that it's got down
Facts,
to
because he working with them people.
as they say, right? The trial date was supposed to be on July 28th, and voila. Now it's a pre-trial here, right? And we seen that, and they did not allow cameras. That's suspicious. And very suspicious. The judge in this case suppressed the files, right? The documents.
That's damn sure suspicious.
Regarding this pre-trial hearing, that was supposed to be the trial start date, but it was replaced with this pre-trial hearing. I mean, what's really going on? And I speculated in that previous coverage on this young Dolph trial that maybe Hernandez Govan might still be bargaining, right? This is probably why it was pushed back to August 18th now. The original date was, you know, turned into a pre-trial hearing. Because now we see the chain of events that's taking place. The trial was supposed to start on Monday, the 28th. This week is what I'm speaking about. Not for Monday. But it's a pre-trial hearing. Now Tuesday comes, it's still the pre-trial hearing. They're saying now that this same pre-trial hearing is going to go on until today. Wednesday. Pre-trial hearings for 3 days now, okay? And possibly a couple of more days that, you know, go.
He definitely a suspect. This is justice for Doplh. I love him. He be on
Do
it.
not dare to report on that either city. Steve and his office are always giving full leniency to their rat because Steve holds a grudge against Dolph's family for not funding his goofy political games and disrespectful cloud chasing online games like all these sucker bloggers who are just here to get views and don't give a fuck about Dolph. Most of them are doing this type of disrespectful shit, hurting the case and preventing the truth to come out even for their own viewers. See, all goes together and real people know I've been preaching about it since 2022, what is about to unfold. And here it goes, another further step in the conspiracy against Adolf. Well, anyway, enough about that. Once our documentary is released, everybody will look stupid who covered for Govan and Gotti while they risk their platforms and good reputation pushing the fake narratives for the suckers who killed a giving soul and an innocent person Dolph like bunch of old junky cowards as they are. Let me dispute some of this bullshit with my proof. If you don't have at least 20,000 files in your Doplh case archives, including Mr. Cold's paperwork, you have no clue about the case. I should release Govan phone calls right now, but I will not do SETI like that. I just warned him publicly. I did my part with no ill intentions or hard feelings, no matter his disrespect to Doplh and his family. If he gets caught up in it, will be too late, because pushing Govan's fake narratives, claiming Gotti's innocence, and promoting his interviews is for sure accessory, after the fact, as explained to me, by one organization who I am feeding all the information about the case to. Jamarcus didn't know what he was doing, and still got 6 years from a state. Them people waiting on all y'all to add you to the final list. So please take this in seriously. I know you didn't mean to be an accessory, but good luck explaining it to them when they charge you like the state did Jamarcus. See, there will be people picked up shortly about that part of the plot who done assisting to Govan's book and a movie before they even hit up the bloggers. Just keep watching. Don't forget how we put way before the trial out publicly that the police confirmed Juke involvement. So please take this advice seriously, whoever needs to hear it. Anyway, let's take a look at these so-called facts spoon-fed by Quet Desetti and drop the never seen before evidence disputing all that fake shit. I am not going to go through it all because I do not want to spoil my information to prove a point. But I will give at least some proof now to SETI to prove they feeding him fake info. And if he needs real info on the case, not that goofy Govan fake shit, tell him to holla at me. I got the greatest documentary in the hip-hop history, and the most explosive exposing series never seen before. Quit knows that well. That's why his ass don't dare to play in my comments no more. We're the only ones on YouTube completely shut up that loud-mouth killer informant. That's why nobody who isn't his friend can't comment on his informant Facebook profile anymore after we left a special comment for him up there when he was trying to make himself look innocent. He's gonna call out everybody except me because he knows I got plenty more breaking news to shut him up with. And every time y'all do this shit online, you are...
Okay, we getting out of that. All right. Don't get rid of that. Oh, we're going to end with this one. This is my girl. So Man Down, Fame versus Sacrifice.
Folks been asking me, is this So Madam? What the ancestors unrevealed to you about this young dog situation? Okay. Now, before I just break down what the ancestors showed me on this, I'm gonna give you some background history on who young Doplh was. How he came up, y'all. Ain't gonna tear it too long. Come on, let's do it. Young Doplh was born on July 27, 1985. That's the date that the PTB got listed, y'all, as his main birthday. Pay attention to the fucker board. But some dates say that he was born on August 11th, 1985. See, they already trying to confuse us. Come on, y'all. Pay attention. And he was born in Chicago, Illinois.
Damn, I didn't know that.
About Chicago, Illinois, my people. One thing that we know about Chicago, Illinois is that they're known for having the most singers, the most rappers, the most actors, the most entertainers. Some talented people come from out of Chicago, Illinois. This is something that we know. Young Doplh was known for being a famous rapper. And he was also known as being one of the best dressed rappers in the game.
Facts.
Some folks may wonder, how did young Doplh become famous so madam? How did his come up begin? Well, I'm going to start from the beginning, and then I'm going to explain the tragic ending. In the beginning, some folks. Young Doplh, he had a difficult childhood. Some people we know have difficult childhoods. Some of us had difficult childhoods. Both his parents, they was addicted, y'all, to crack cocaine. Young Doplh said he would only see his parents, every few weeks.
Yeah.
I was lucky when they even came around. And little young Doplh was left to stay with his grandma. We hear that story all the time almost with rappers and, celebrities, people in the game, y'all. A familiar story. Young Doplh said, I gotta find a way. He said, I gotta find a way to release all of this hurt and this pain that I'm going through. Both my parents is on crack cocaine. I'm staying here with my grandmother, and she a little bit older, so it ain't that easy for her to take care of me. And that's when young Doplh, y'all, he turned into a motherfucker, a mad scientist. He turned into a fucking mad scientist when it came to rapping them, writing those rap lyrics. Rap lyric after rap lyric. He used to write it down in his notebook and express the pain that he was going through. That was the only outlet that he had. Listen to me, y'all. Can I break it down? And everybody know that practice make perfect. He began to write and write and write. He began to perfect his craft. Come on, let's talk about it. Young Doplh was so, determined to rap, y'all. It ain't take him no time at all. With some people, they say, yeah, I want to rap. And then it take them a minute to, get in the studio and do things like that. Come out with, mixtapes and things of that nature. Take them a little minute.
You know what? This is one of her longest interviews. I should have played this from the beginning. I will next time.
It ain't take him no time.
So we're going to get to the end.
Take him out so fast, so early. Okay? And they end up playing young Doplh. And he end up being the what? Sacrificial lamb.
Facts.
He thought he was going to be able to have some time. Let me get my foot in. Okay? Then I'm going to just get out the game. They got him before he can try to get out for real. Okay? He thought he was going to have some time to, enjoy himself in the game. We thinking, oh, I'm going to the game to get rich and famous. Checkmate. That's how they did young Doplh. Put it to fuck together. Come on and teach us. I said, come on and teach us, ancestors tonight. Okay? Come on, y'all. Listen to me. Some folks, they knew this right here. And some folks didn't. I told you before, when we know about things, we hear about it and we see it, we got to learn how to do what? Look into it. Oh, you got to learn how to do what? Look into it. Some folks know this right here. Some people didn't. Young Doplh. Juice WRLD. The rapper Juice WRLD. Y'all know about the rapper Juice WRLD? Who passed away. Okay? They was cousins. Blood cousins.
Damn, I didn't know that.
We gotta say allegedly.
I didn't know
Juice
that.
WRLD was a what? A blood sacrifice.
Wow.
Young Doplh and Juice WRLD. First, okay, let me say this. Blood cousins. So we have to look a little bit deeper and ask ourselves this question. Why are the famous males in that bloodline being sacrificed?
Damn.
Let me say it again
Damn.
in case you missed it. I said these is cousins right here. Juice WRLD and Young Doplh.
Wow.
Why
I did not know that.
That the famous males that's in this bloodline being sacrificed?
Wow.
Did they come from
Wow.
royal blood? That rabbit hole, y'all, it go deeper. I'm gonna leave it right there. I want y'all to chew on that. Think about it. When I say chew on it, think about that for a minute. Did they come from a royal bloodline? Etc., etc., etc. I said that rabbit hole go deeper. And I'm gonna be coming back on another video. And we're gonna be talking about blood sacrifices a little bit deeper. Okay, talking about
Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment.